Welcome to Anime in Review, aka the AIR We Weeb. I'm Shauna. And I'm alone, apparently.
I'm Tim.
I'm Matt.
I'm your friendly neighborhood Az.
Yeah. And, we're the AIR We Weeb. Today, we're talking about an anime called My Little Monster, and Matt has a synopsis of it. Read that up, Matt.
Ooh, I shall. Alright, our main character, Shizuku, is renowned as a girl with no emotions and very cold. However, when she meets Haru, she is touched by his innocence and lack of knowledge concerning human relationships. Though known as violent and uncontrollable, Haru is actually very kind and gentle.
Is that it? That's it?
That's it, yeah. That's the whole thing.
That's the show.
That's the whole
right.
show. Alright,
Everything.
thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next week.
Okay, so we're basically not going to give you too many spoilers until the spoilers section, but if you're super sensitive about any talk of the show, then you should only listen after you watch it. But we are going to give another warning before we get to the actual spoiler section. First, though, Tim has a warning.
Yeah, so in the show, actually pretty early on, I think in the first episode, there is a statement that could make some of you guys uncomfortable if you're watching it, if you're going to watch. So just wanted to warn you guys that, like, if you're uncomfortable with any kind of sexual abuse or rape or anything like that, that does kind of happen like early on. So
It's
just
talked
be warned.
about.
Yeah. It's really jarring. I've seen this show 3 times now, and, like, every single time I'm like, wait, what? Like, it's just out of the blue.
It every time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this was
you
my
forget
first
it's
time
there.
watching it.
It was my first time. I immediately paused it and went to the Discord and checked myself to see if it actually happened.
Yeah, it's basically one of the main characters basically says, like, don't do this or I'll rape you, and it's like, oh my goodness, that is not appropriate for anyone to say. Okay.
I really think that has to be a translation error. There's no way that the writers put that in the show.
I don't know, honestly.
Okay. The manga translation I found says, "Be warned, if you decide to scream, I'll harass you," which is basically the
That's
same
still, no.
thing.
Yeah.
I mean, we could talk about his character a little bit more if you guys want to.
Oh, he's
Yeah.
the worst. They're all the
Well,
worst.
They're all the
Poor
worst.
baby.
Okay, Weeb
Poor
hates
baby.
this show,
I hate
basically.
everything about this show. It's just a waste of time.
What did you hate about it?
Okay.
Actually, no. Let's wait. We can't go into spoilers. So first, we found out that Weeb hates it. Tim, what did you think about the show overall regarding, like, writing, characters, tone, structure, everything?
Overall, I thought it was a okay show. It wasn't the best, but it also wasn't the worst. I was really worried in the beginning that I was going to hate it, but once I got towards, like, the middle and the end of it, I thought it was all right for, like, a rom-com.
Yeah, I'm basically on the same page. I feel like I'm starved for, like, romantic comedies in general that aren't, like, just, like, fan service or, like, harem or whatever. And so whenever I find one that's kind of like a unique show that's a character piece about 2 characters in a relationship or trying to be in a relationship or whatever, I'm always like, ooh, I'm interested in this. And I feel like My Little Monster, it confuses me every time because I can't figure out whether I really like it or not.
I think the strength of the show is with the protagonist, the main character, Shizuku.
Yeah.
I think overall she's, like, just a really interesting character, and I like her arc, I guess, from the beginning to the end, and her, like, personality.
Yeah, for everyone listening, she's basically a girl who's a bit closed off. She's known as, like, dry ice by her classmates, and so she's not very friendly. She's not mean, she's just a little shut off, and the only thing she really cares about is studying. And then she meets this guy, and she ends up sort of liking him, and throughout the whole show, she's having a hard time basically balancing her one true desire of getting good grades and potentially liking another human being and what that does for her focus. So that's kind of her struggle the whole time. And like Tim said, I think that's one of the strongest things. I also liked the contrast between her and Haru's character. He's the love interest. Like, I didn't love how over the top he is in, like, the abrasive sense, but I did like the essence of what their characters were in contrast to each other. I thought that was really good. what do you think overall?
So this is probably my third time watching the show too. Like it. It's still good. I like the good comedy beats, not the weird off-putting ones.
Mhm.
The romance, if you want to call it, is pretty interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like some of the side characters. I like some of the other ones.
Yeah. I love Natsume.
Oh, okay.
I hate Natsu.
You
Once
hate
we
Natsume?
Can we just say she's best girl right now?
Yeah, we can go into I think she's best girl, personally. I like Natsume. Why do you
Me
hate
too.
her?
I'll get into it in spoiler section.
Okay. That brings me to asking everyone, do they recommend it? Weeb, tell me your emphatic no.
No, it's awful. The worst show I think I've ever seen, honestly. I hated every second of it. So, yeah, everyone go out, check out the show.
Well, can Weeb like talk about at least like why he didn't like it without spoiling it?
Yeah. Okay. So, it's just, okay, the very first episode, they're like, oh, we like each other. Okay? And then, like, that could have, like, that's literally it. They both like each other from the very beginning, and the whole show is just them, like, messing with each other and, like, playing games and being stupid. And it's just, like, wasting everyone's time.
I agree in the
Welcome
sense
to
that
romance.
that is the show,
It's-
but I feel like they're not being stupid, like, by choice. I feel like it's their character flaws that are, like, screwing it up, and because they're, like, dumb 16-year-olds, it doesn't bother
That
me.
doesn't make it any better. It's literally like, oh, let's watch dumb 16-year-olds be dumb teenagers for, like, 13 episodes. Like, no. It's, like,
The best thing is that nothing is based on, like, miscommunication, at least. Like, nothing, like, there's no drama based on just miscommunication.
What do you
That's
mean?
my least favorite
No,
thing.
no. Okay. So, they're like, oh, we like each other. And then, what's her name? Shizuku's like, nah, psych, dumbass. I don't like you. I just said that to mess with you. It's like, what? What? No. Like, it's just a whole 13 episodes of nothing happening. Like, the first episode, they establish that they like each other and want to go out. And then it's just 13 episodes of them messing with each other until they do. And I hate it.
I don't know about that, but I understand your opinion and I accept it. I think one of the most endearing
I
things.
accept your opinion, but it's wrong.
I accept your opinion.
No.
I don't think the show is great, but it doesn't bother me in terms of, like, bad writing or bad character development. Like, I feel like all the characters are doing what they would do. And I think my favorite thing about it is that you have this sort of pell-mell group of misfits that have never had friends, and they all just appreciate having friends so much that's like, it's just so adorable. Like, they get excited about, like, oh, we're hanging out on the weekend, like, I have friends to be with on the weekend. Like, it's just adorable. I like that aspect of it a lot.
Yeah, me too. I would agree with the side characters and like everything that they do outside of school. I think I was really enjoyable. Like, probably the best example of that was when they were building the chicken
The
coop.
chicken coop.
What's his name? Nagoya.
Nagoya.
Yeah, I love the chicken. Chicken, best boy.
The chicken
That's
is...
right.
Okay, I will say the chicken is the best character and best part of the show.
He is.
Also-
he is, but
The most intelligent of all the characters.
I think we should save this for spoilers.
As
So we don't want to
do
ruin the
you-
chicken.
Yeah, we don't want to
Yeah.
ruin the chicken. As, do you recommend the show to people?
Yeah. If you want a different take on romance, I highly recommend it.
Yeah, if you just want to, like, waste hours of your life, I say go
Well, that's
for
what
it.
gamers is for. We're
I-
not reviewing that show.
I feel like I would recommend it if someone had already watched all of the romances I usually recommend. Like, if they really need something, I'd be like, oh, have you seen My Little Monster? It's something.
If you've
That's where
seen
I'm at with it.
literally
If you want to
every
see a
other
boy
show-
who loves a chicken.
Aw, we all love the chicken.
Trust me, though, this is not the worst romance. Like, at least this is
I can
based
believe
on, like,
that.
like, this is
this
at
is
least
easily
based on,
not.
like, characterization, and I understand why the characters are doing things. It's not based on, like, fan service and, like, fantasy fulfillment and all this stuff. So, like, I appreciate that about it. I just don't think it's great.
It's the only show that I've ever, like, procrastinated watching and then I like had to take breaks, like multiple breaks per episode, just to like
get through it.
Yeah, it was awful. I'd like watch like 5 or 10 minutes of it, and I'd have to like do anything else.
Wow, I can't wait till we watch Handshakers.
Oh no!
I can't wait.
Or One Punch Man.
Yes.
No, I can get through One Punch Man.
All right,
I don't
let's
think Tim will.
No.
let's move on. Let's move on to the spoilers section. We're gonna talk about the best points of the show, the worst
Oh
points of the
wait,
show.
did I say
and...
if I recommended it or not? I don't think I did.
Oh yeah, did you?
I don't think I did. I'll say
Do
now.
you recommend
Yeah.
it?
I would recommend it
How
if
dare
you
you.
like comedies, like, because I think the humor is really good in the show. And if you like independent female characters, you're gonna really like Shizuki or Shizuku. Sorry.
Suzuki.
Yeah, but if you don't like stupid male characters, I wouldn't watch it.
All right, this is spoiler announcement time. If you haven't seen it now, don't listen to any more of our episode because we're going to be talking about specific things now. We're going to start with the best points of the show. We all did discuss that the best point was probably the chicken. Do we feel that way? Is there another part of the show that is your favorite?
That was it. Just the chicken.
Fence being named the Mizutani Shizuku fence.
That was pretty funny.
Yeah, that was good.
The impenetrable barricade.
And the worst points of the show we've definitely gone over with being, I think, the fact that everything is just slightly too over the top with Haru's character. Like, I like his character, but he just goes a little bit too far where it's like, are you actually psychotic? Like, you know when he almost pushes off Yamakin from the stairs?
Yeah.
Like, I
Well, he just
actually am like,
does- Go ahead.
I actually think that he could be someone that could snap and become like a murderer because he just doesn't have any control over what he does. And like he almost pushes Yamakin off the stairs. Like,
Yeah, he's like super impulsive. Like, I kept thinking he could go from being a sociopath to being like just some quirky dude who's like happy-go-lucky.
Do y'all
And it's
remember?
just really like stressful because he'll just grab people or punch people, and it's just like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
and he punches her multiple
I was
times.
about to say, remember?
She gets abused a lot in the
Like,
show.
towards the beginning, he was, like, going to fight someone, and he goes to, like, push her off, and just punched her in the face hard enough to, like, send her flying across the room.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel like it's like it just felt like too far. I don't think that the writers actually wanted us to be uncomfortable. I thought they were wanting to show that he was like edgy and a bad boy, but it's like this is just too far that I'm actually like scared for people being around him. Like,
Well, do you remember, like, in one of the later episodes, he makes that comment, like, I want to break her arms and legs so she can't get further than me?
I know.
And they play it off as a joke,
Yeah,
but then later bring it up again as a serious thing.
I know.
Yeah. And then just the fact that he almost pushed Yamakin off the stairs and like he hits her multiple times but when he loses control. Like it just seems it's just too much, I think, because it's like I want to like him. I think that he is in essence an endearing character, but how he's portrayed, it's like, no, this is not good.
Yeah, it's like the peaks and the valleys are like so extreme, like where he's like a sociopath. It's like so hard. Like he's like kidnapping her and strangling her and hitting her, but then he's like really quirky, like smiling, and then everybody loves him.
And
it's
like,
just
what the heck is with like right after 2 seconds after they're standing on the stairs that first time, he's like he realizes he loves her. Literally 5 seconds later, he's like, "I'll always love you," and it's like, calm down.
Oh, but then he says, "I'll love you" in like a sexual way, and it's just like, what? You
Yeah.
guys just met.
Yeah, she was like, "You mean as a friend?" And he's like, "Nah, I would totally do you." And it's like, what?
Yeah, and it keeps happening like throughout the show.
Yeah. Also, I feel like what you were saying about like the peaks, like the extremes, that's like throughout the whole show. It's just like the mood changes so drastically, so quick, and you never really know what's going on.
It's true. It doesn't really ever establish a baseline. Like, it'll be like it's not quite a comedy, it's not quite a romance, and no one is ever quite likable. Like, everyone always has an edge that is coming at you in an unexpected way. And it makes me very confused about whether I enjoy the show or not. And that's why I don't recommend it, like, easily to everyone. I'm like, if you get anime and you've seen most of the romantic comedies, cool. Maybe you'll find something in it that you like. But I would not recommend My Little Monster to, like, a new watcher, you know?
Yeah, because then it might completely turn them off to anime in general.
Exactly, and it's like, I don't want to do that. So, best girl, Natsume?
Wait,
Natsume.
hold on, I got another worse thing.
Okay.
So the worst part about this is because they only cover, like, the first few chapters, there are so many plot threads that they, like, reveal, like, not fully reveal, but tease.
Mm.
And they don't go anywhere, like the dead aunt thing, which is basically they continue on right after where the series stops. Because I've read the manga, as I usually have.
What happens with the dead aunt?
There's like a whole big thing about why he's actually probably a psychotic person.
Yeah, that's why I was, like, interested, because we got a little backstory, but then we didn't get anything to anchor the backstory. So to, like, give us perspective on why he's crazy. So that was in the manga?
Yeah. There's like they go, like, way deeper into a lot of stuff.
Ooh.
And they didn't resolve the Michan and Natsume thing at all.
They don't?
Which they do in the manga, just not in the show.
Okay, I know it's controversial, but they're best couple for me.
It's too big an age.
I know, it's horrible, but I just find it adorable, so I don't know.
How old is he?
I feel like he's probably only 24, honestly.
He's like 18 when Haru goes to live with them.
Oh, so he's super young.
At least a teenager, I think, when Haru goes to live with him and his mom.
Okay, so
I don't know, that's still weird.
This is what, like 3 years later?
I don't know.
But he's not like 40.
Haru's like
he's like 20.
In middle school. He drops out of middle school, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like 3 or 4 years later.
Alright. Then what's your best ship if it's not Michan and Natsume?
Do spoiler ships count?
Yes.
Okay. Baseball guy and Natsume.
Yeah, they're adorable.
I still think Haru and the chicken.
Haru the chicken.
You might actually be
right, no.
though.
Yu-chan and Yamakin.
Who's Yu-chan again?
Glasses Girl's friend. I can never remember Glasses Girl's name.
Oh, really? She actually shows up in the show more?
Wait,
in the manga?
Oh, her little sister?
No, that's her friend.
That's her friend?
Yeah, they weren't
her friend
clear on that.
from middle school.
But she looks like so young, like she's so small.
Yeah. It's Japan, everyone's small.
Yu-chan and Yamakin is a thing?
It's not a thing.
Oh.
I just ship it.
Okay.
Because she just stares at him funny in that one episode.
Yeah.
It's just the best.
I like Yamakin, honestly. I thought he brought an
do
interesting
too.
Dynamic to the show. I was like, more of you, please.
I was gonna ask if you guys were Team Yamakin or Team Haru.
I mean, I feel like I'm Team Haru just because that's what Shizuku wants, but I really do like the Yamakin rivalry there. I think that's awesome.
Yeah, same.
Would you prefer that she was with Yamakin? I mean, Yamakin doesn't seem like he's crazy, so maybe she'd be safer.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that he doesn't want to, like, hurt her in any way, that's a big...
Or, like, multiple times, like, hitting her. That doesn't happen.
That's a big plus in my book. But in general, I think he's just a cool, like, funny character, and I like how he's kind of like, oh, I'm too cool for this, but then he's like, oh, but I secretly like her.
Yeah,
and
it's funny.
I think that's really cool.
Hey, Weeb.
Yeah,
did you actually finish this show?
Was it that obvious?
Yeah, I know you didn't finish it. How many episodes did you watch?
Let me check. It was so bad, guys. I did as best I could.
How many episodes did you get done?
Just halfway.
I'm logging into my Crunchyroll.
Because I bet you don't know who Yamakin is, do you?
Yamakin's the older brother, right?
No, he's the
Oh, is it?
he's,
Yeah, no, I don't know.
he's the blonde kid, the spoiled kid.
Oh, yeah, no, I
Yeah.
have no idea.
His brother is Yuzan.
Where did I get to? I got to episode 8, but then I couldn't do it. It was so
That's
bad.
better than I expected. I wondered if you'd make it past episode 4, honestly.
Yeah, I made it to 8, and then I was like, every few minutes, I had to like pause and just like take a breath. And that was
Who's your favorite character, though, besides the chicken?
literally none of them. I do not like any of them. I'm not even kidding. I don't like a single character in this whole show. It's
Why?
because none of them are consistent. None of the characters are consistent. They're dumb. They're stupid.
Natsume's consistent.
Extremely consistent.
Natsume?
Yeah,
You gotta remind me.
like she's the friend with like the puffy hair, and she's
Amazing
like,
hair.
I don't have any friends,
Okay.
and she's cute.
Okay, I guess
And
she's
she's, like,
consistent. I didn't like her because she went and ate all the food and then threw up and was like, yeah, I have to eat a bunch because if I don't, I'll be too hot and everyone will fall in love with me. And I'm like, get over yourself. Like, no.
That's her flaw. She's selfish.
Yeah,
she wants to keep her own world in like exactly how she wants it.
Also, there's a big like trope in anime that like girls eat a lot if they don't want to be liked by boys. Like it's just a common thing in anime. Like if they see a girl eating a lot, they don't think she's cute. So like that's an anime thing that's really weird, honestly.
That's dumb.
It is dumb. But I like her.
I love her.
Okay.
She's funny.
When she's trying to study and she's just like face down on a desk and she's like,
I guess, okay.
she's just,
I
oh,
will-
please don't mind me. I'm in despair right now. And I just love that.
I will say, okay, I don't like any of the characters, but I hate her the least.
Okay.
Is that...
Perfect.
Okay.
Yes.
Good enough.
Yeah.
So, that's the best girl then, Natsume, I guess. For Weeb.
Other great thing I realized after the fact that they actually like have different clothing and hairstyles and stuff.
Yeah. I love Natsume's hair and I love Shizuku's like wardrobe.
The granny.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
great.
I noticed that the boys and like all of them actually that they wore like sweaters and stuff in school that are different colors, and that's interesting because like in a lot of anime everyone has to wear like the same thing. They all wear the same uniform, so it was like interesting. I think Haru wore like a sweater sometimes at school that wasn't like the school sweater, and
Yeah.
I actually loved the checkered like the pants with like the lines on them.
Yes.
The guy uniform pants at their school, I love them. Like I would just like look at Haru's legs and like those pants are awesome.
Just look at Haru's legs. Clip it.
Yeah,
Clip it.
that.
Just looking at Haru's legs. I don't know. I liked his animation too, and he was really cute. He was. Speaking
I
as
think
the
I
girl
liked his
here.
brother
Look for-
better though. Like how his brother looked.
Another
like-
character that didn't get his redemption in the anime.
Does Haru mean something in Japanese?
Haru means spring. You're welcome.
Oh.
Oh really?
'Cause-
Oh, that makes sense.
Haru reminded me of, in another really bad anime that I, for some reason, don't hate, Free. The guy's...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that guy's name is Haru. And, like, they're not that similar. They're just both really weird. So I thought that might have something to do with it.
It's the one that's like really like swimming. Right?
Yeah, it's all about swimming, and it's super gay.
They all like swimming. All the boys in
No,
that
no,
show.
he's like into it too much.
Oh, yeah, no,
Okay.
yeah. Haru's, like, weird about it. He wears a swimsuit everywhere he goes.
Okay, he needs to calm down.
50% off. He's the one that has multiple different personalities. Then they all fight for control over the Haru body.
Are you serious?
50% off is a parody show.
Okay.
I was about to say, I don't remember any of that.
I don't remember this. Oh. Well, we've discussed...
Lots of swear jars there, be warned.
Oh, in the 50% off?
Yeah,
What?
that was a plug, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Best boy is
Everyone-
Mi-chan.
Oh, yeah, you think?
Or Big Brother.
I don't know. Big Brother's kind of not interesting to me. I want him to be interesting, but we didn't get any actual, like, info about him, so I don't care that much.
Yeah.
Best boy, I would have to say, is the dude that runs, like, the batting cages, I guess?
Yeah, Mi-chan.
Oh, is that his name?
Mi-chan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's cool. I like Baseball Boy too.
I like Baseball Boy.
I don't like Baseball Boy. He just gives me the creeps. I don't know why.
He's just like your friendly neighborhood baseball boy. He's just there, and he's like,
He's
I'm
dependable.
friends
The guy-
with everyone. He is. He's dependable.
Yeah, no,
He's the guy who's everyone's friend.
I feel like he's
Yeah.
everyone's friend, but he's only everyone's friend so that he knows everything about everyone. He can, like, start drama, and he'll stab you in the back the second he gets the
He
chance.
has a.
I just
he
get that
likes
vibe.
Natsume, right?
Yeah, he does like Natsume.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah, I
And
have
that
no...
makes him okay in my book.
I feel like Weeb, you're putting your negative inferences into this. Like, I don't think Baseball Boy deserves this.
Yeah, it's something about him. I have no logical reason other than, like, my gut is telling me that he would stab you in the back the second he got the chance.
Because he looks like someone from Assassination Classroom.
I actually haven't seen
I like-
Assassination Classroom.
I like his hair.
Okay, then never mind.
His hair's alright.
Got good hair.
His hair's
Got a
kind
good
of...
wardrobe. He's probably got the most varied of the boys' wardrobes.
Oh, I didn't notice.
There were some scenes where I didn't recognize him, and I'm like, oh, that's him.
I just remember the baseball uniform.
It's like very early on where he's like wearing like a hip hop uniform.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just like,
Whenever I see just, like, a smug little backstabber, I'm like, oh, that's the baseball kid.
Smug little backstabber.
feel like I'm going all over the place.
Oh, we are.
But
Just like the show.
the worst part, I hate love triangles. So every time that one of those came up, I lost it.
So you don't like the class rep?
I don't like her as a love interest, but
As
I
a
like
plot
her as
device,
a character.
you don't like her.
Yes.
Oshima.
Yeah, I don't like her as a plot device.
Yeah. Oshima, yeah.
I thought she
she's
was
alright.
okay, but she didn't really offer anything.
She doesn't really have much of a role in the show after that point.
It was nice that she kind of just got absorbed by their group of friends, and then she had friends, though. That was cute.
Yeah. And I liked, like, Natsume, when they were, like, talking, I think, in the classroom with Natsume, and then she was telling Yamakin, like, hey, don't mess with Shizuku, because she likes, what's his name? Haru. And, what's, Oshima, is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Oshima, she's standing there, and he's like, what about her? She confessed to Haru that she loves him. And he's like, well, she knows her place. And she's like, oh, no. And she tries to cheer her up. I thought that was really cute.
Yeah, that was cute. Good times. Well, that's the best and worst of it, I guess, unless Weeb has some more glowing accolades he wants to keep on the show.
I just think it's an inconsistent show with inconsistent characters, and it's really dumb and could have been resolved in one episode. Like,
I don't think the characters are inconsistent. I think the peaks and valleys are, like, jarring. I think that the tone is inconsistent.
Mm-hmm.
But, I think...
Characters stick.
if they made
go ahead.
if they made a show about the chicken, I'd watch it.
Did you not watch the post-credit scenes?
I actually did.
Yeah.
Those are the only parts I watched, like, that had my full attention.
I did like the opening. I thought it was pretty good.
Oh, it's so good. What a bop.
Yeah,
I
the
think
music.
the opening feels like really that era of romantic comedies, you know?
Yeah.
Like, that's what openings were
When
at
was
Came out
that
in
time.
when was this
2012,
released?
right?
2012.
2012.
Yeah, I think so. So, like, Mayan calendar, all that stuff.
Other good characters that don't really show up that enough, Shizuku's dad and the teacher. Because every interaction with the teacher and Haru is great.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
pretty funny. But also,
every
like, pretty
interaction-
insane for, like, Japan for how rude he was.
Yeah.
But
They're,
funny.
in anime, they're always overly friendly with their teachers, I find.
Yeah.
I thought that was, like, an interesting theme with the dad, at least, because Shizuku, her family life, she has a
from her
mom
mom.
who's, like, super hard worker, and she's, like, the breadwinner of the family, and the dad's kind of just lays about, and he's more chill, like, relaxed compared to her and Shizuku.
I didn't like how Shizuku treated her dad. Like, remember the scene she was in there, like, labeling all the food? And then she's like, wow, if my dad wasn't such a fucking dumbass, I wouldn't have to do this and I could, like, study. And it's like, what? Just help your dad out.
Did you get to the part where you learned how many times his businesses went under?
No.
That's what I thought.
Okay, maybe
I think
I shouldn't talk. She was just rude to her dad and I didn't like it.
I think
basically a child.
I think that basically gives us like insight into why she is the way that she is, because like she can't rely on her dad really to get things done, and the person who gets things done, her mom, is never there and is basically just focused on the task at hand. So Shizuku ends up just focusing on the task at hand and being cold basically in her life. And I think that there's that whole thing with the goldfish, and sort of like how she thought that she was going to get goldfish and her mom ended up not being able to go to the festival, so then they didn't get goldfish, and she's like, oh, I didn't want them anyway, but it turns out that she really did, and that was like the first time that she like learned to like shut herself off and just do what was necessary. And I thought that was good, that was good insight for us to know like about her.
Yeah, she also like talks about how her mom is like person she wants to be. She wants to be like her mom.
Yeah, well, you find out from like the very beginning of the show, like she just wants to be rich. Like that's her goal. That's why she studies so hard, is so she can have a good paying job and be able to be like her mom, basically.
What did you guys think about the art style, the animation style, and the character design?
Okay, that's one thing I did like. That was alright.
I liked it. The background sometimes lacked like details and looked like not finished. I noticed a couple times. There were a couple times where people's heads sort of changed shape, but nothing too major.
Yeah. I thought it was pretty good. Nothing like crazy like Haikyuu, but pretty good.
I mean, it ain't no Haikyuu, and it.
Nothing.
Of course not.
Nothing can.
This is just gonna become the reference Haikyuu podcast, isn't it?
Yes.
Until we do it.
The Haikyuu podcast.
Cut it all out last time. I'll do it again.
No, dude. The Haikyuu podcast will be like 7 hours long. We will be sitting here all night long.
So enough about Haikyuu.
So, please subscribe to our Patreon.
Oh, do we have a Patreon?
We don't.
Not yet.
We should.
That means that
Not yet.
we might have one someday, but like someone's got to run it.
Please, we're poor.
Please submit
obviously
everything to failedsquare@Nanaland.
Wait, have we? Did we tell them the email in the
We'll
last
plug
episode?
the email at the end.
Okay.
I'm just
Plug the
making
email.
This is
jokes.
So, it's getting everywhere.
You should probably cut all
Sorry.
this too. All right.
I'm still hyped on coffee.
So we did the art. We've talked about the story. I don't think there's anything really exceptional to mention in the voice acting, unless you guys do.
Nah, it's about par for the course.
Yeah, nothing really blew me away, so whatever.
I love Natsume.
You love Natsume's
No.
voice acting?
Yeah, I do.
He just loves everything about her.
I
He's
do.
her-
She's
his
just
waifu.
perfect.
She's so cute.
No, this makes sense.
No, but
This
she
totally
does have
is the
good
kind of
voice
woman
acting.
that Tim would fall for.
Yeah, because she's like, I don't know, she's like lonely. She goes online to have friends, kind of like we do with Discord. So
She's like a
There's-
fairy girl.
there's a lot of similarities there.
And she's adorable.
Yeah, her hair is
Adorable.
great.
But so
I
selfish.
think Tim has a new waifu.
He does.
Who was
Oh,
the old
boy.
one?
Mineta. Mineta was
No.
No, grape head.
No.
No.
All right, so let's wrap this up by talking about the last episode, which Az has some thoughts on. Az.
The last episode is a totally anime original that doesn't do anything for the entire series. It's just filler nonsense that just distracts you from the fact that they left everything open-ended.
Yeah, it's annoying. I actively dislike the last episode. It's very irritating.
They didn't even try. They could have just made something up. Instead,
Also,
just-
it, like, you know how it's trying to tie back to the beginning where, like, the opening section where Shizuku's talking about, like, I have so much to say about him and her and him and her and him.
Yeah.
And, like, it it tells us now in the final episode, like, what she's supposed to be saying about them, and it's a big fat nothing. And it's like, okay, so we waited an entire season to see perspective on what this opening scene is, and there is no perspective.
It's just, they changed my life. That guy, and that girl, and that girl, and that guy, and that guy, and even that chicken, and that guy too. And I don't remember that guy, but he kind of did something as well.
According to Weeb, that guy wears a baseball cap and stabs you in the back.
The worst.
But he isn't actually, he's just the worst in your mind.
I get weird vibes from him. He would betray you. The second it would benefit him.
I feel like that'd be the opposite of what he'd do, but moving on.
He threatened to eat the chicken.
Yeah, but that's
so did Shizuku.
Right.
Okay,
Everyone
but like
did.
Shizuku's the worst.
They actually eat fried chicken. Did you guys catch that?
Yeah.
A few times.
Yeah.
Or Christmas, the Christmas episode, because that's what you do in Christmas in Japan.
Yeah, I thought
fried
that was
chicken.
interesting.
Christmas cake and fried chicken. That's the thing.
What
they
is
do.
Christmas cake?
It's just a cake that you get for Christmas.
Does
And
it have to be like a certain flavor, or is it just any cake on Christmas?
They seem to often be like, though they're usually like white and red, and so I think that they might have strawberries in them. So I think that they might be like a strawberry shortcake kind of thing. But honestly, I'm not entirely sure. Just every time I've seen them in anime, that's what they look like.
Okay, what was going on? I remember Shizuku was talking to the older brother, and then the older brother just went on and on and on about desserts. What was that about?
Yeah, that's his thing.
That was weird.
He just likes messing with Haru. He's basically Itachi.
All right, we're gonna do the out of 10 ratings. As out of 10, what do you give My Little Monster?
7.
7.
7.
Tim.
I'm gonna give it a 6.
Weeb.
A 1.
Listen, do you know what a 1 actually is? Don't be emotional. You gotta judge it
Even
on...
Handshakers is a 1.
I haven't seen... Okay, I will say, this is the worst anime I have ever seen. Maybe not that there is.
Then you have not seen very bad anime.
I'm totally fine with that.
I don't know, he likes One Punch Man. Remember?
Okay.
Right.
All right, I'm on your side.
All
Okay,
right.
I will rate it, objectively. I'll say it's like a...
Because remember, 5 is purely average in every way. 4 is bad.
I'm gonna give it a 3 for the chicken.
All right.
Or the
I'm gonna give it my anime list 6, but like an emotional 6.5. So 6, I guess.
Yeah, I think like the comedy and Shizuku makes it worth it, and Natsume obviously, and a little bits with Yamakin.
Natsube, you mean?
Exactly, Natsume. But I don't know, because the thing that ruins it for me with Shizuku is like she's supposed to be this, emotionally like detached person, but the second episode she says that she loves Haru. And I just kind of would have wished that they would have built to that, because she says it like a couple times in the show. Yeah. And it's just like, oh,
yeah,
do I mean it or don't I mean it?
We've definitely covered that it's kind of all over the place tone-wise, and you don't really ever get a sense of quite where you are in the story, and then all of a sudden you're almost done, and you're like, wait, what? Like, I just feel like I've been on this roller coaster where nothing's really been accomplished.
It's like a teaser to make you buy the manga, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what it feels like. So it feels like it's not really a comprehensive show. It doesn't feel like it was done very well, but there are elements there that show real promise. So I understand when people say they really like it, but I think as like to give it a grade on execution, like I have to just give it like a 6, because it really is just fine. I wouldn't even say that it's like very good. Like it's fine, I think.
Yeah, I would agree.
So what are similar show recommendations? Not necessarily that are like similar in tone, but something that's like a romantic comedy or something that you would suggest instead of My Little Monster.
Have you heard of Horimiya?
No.
Because they only have OVAs out, but the manga If you want a show where two people confess their love for each other and then they instantly start dating, that's the show. By show, I mean manga, but there is OVAs. You can find them.
All right. Tim?
I haven't seen a ton of anime, so my experience is really limited, especially when it comes to like romance and rom-coms.
I have so many rom-coms for you. I'm so excited. I would definitely
I can't wait to not see any of that.
No,
But,
you will. You will see some of them because we're
get-
going to review some of them.
No way. All right. I guess I could recommend Your Lie in April, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I feel like the romance in that is done better than it is done here. The tone is at least more consistent, but that's about all I can recommend.
Weeb, what do you recommend?
I mostly just watch shonen and sports anime. I just want to see people work hard and then punch things real hard. So,
Yeah.
I don't have any recommendations in this genre. But if I had to recommend something, it would be Haikyuu.
But My Little Monster is all about working harder and punching stuff really hard.
No.
It is.
Shizuku works so much harder to study, and
Haru
Haru punches her
her.
so hard.
Don't do that. No.
It's true.
Okay, you know what I mean.
You said it, not me.
Hey, you know what I mean. That's not what I meant. I mean, I want to see a short red-headed boy jump really high. That's all I want to see.
Okay.
And
well,
we will.
I have anyone who needs romantic comedy suggestions, hit me up because I have a million. I recommend Blue Spring Ride. It is a romantic comedy, kind of a dramedy, about two characters in high school that kind of fall in love, and it can be a little frustrating, and it's not entirely conclusive, but the animation's really pretty and it's pretty endearing, and I really love the main character. And if you want a comedy that's kind of loosely based on some romantic themes, then I recommend Monthly Girls Nozaki-kun, because it is one of the funniest anime that I've ever seen. It's so good.
Shauna, after you made me watch this, I don't know if I'll ever trust you ever again for anime recommendations.
I didn't recommend this to you. We were reviewing this.
Yeah.
I didn't recommend
review.
My Little Monster as a good show.
Yeah.
We're reviewing it.
All I know is you made me watch it.
I didn't. It was even Az
I
who
made you
brought it
watch it.
up.
I was asked. I don't trust any of you anymore. How about that? Just to keep it simple.
Okay. 1 Week Friends might be good.
Oh, yeah.
That's a cute little show about two awkward kids trying to fall in love. Well, one awkward kid trying to fall in love and the other one not remembering him.
There's so many, like, really good little high school anime that I love. Like, Love Lab is so funny. And
I would recommend Real Life, even though it's not mainly a romance. But,
Real Life. There's so many good ones. We're going to have so many more to review.
Keep an eye out. Hit that follow, like, and subscribe button, even though I don't think they have those, but,
Do it in spirit.
Don't forget to email failedsquared@nanoland.ca.
That's not a real email address. Don't email that.
Oh, speaking of real email addresses, our real email address is the AIR We Weeb @gmail.com.
Please.
That's THEAIRWEWEEB @gmail.com.
Yeah, email
Yeah.
us.
Let us know what you want us to review.
Yeah, if you have a show you want us to review, please send us an email. Or if you have comments about anything that we've said, please send us an email.
Also, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna set goals for listening goals for every episode, and if we hit them, I will do some sort of challenge.
Ooh.
So I like the one that Steve said, the peeps and the Coke and the running and all that. So
Okay.
if you have challenges, also email them to us.
That's a good idea.
So opening music, because the thing I made was I made it in 30 minutes, so it's pretty
Oh,
bad.
you made it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just used a random looping program I have.
You used GarageBand?
No, it's rhythmic.
Mm.
Plugs. Also, doesn't Tim have something for us, Shauna?
Yes, but first we have to do one more thing that I just completely forgot. What do we have to do? We have to announce the anime that we're doing next week.
What is it? What could it be?
I forgot, actually.
The anime that we're going to be reviewing next week is Cells at Work.
Oh, yeah.
So if you want to watch that in preparation for the episode, please do. It's only 13 episodes long, so we might make it to episode 8. We'll see.
We'll see.
That was deserved.
You can also study for your biology test at the same time.
That's true.
Yeah.
Have y'all seen... Actually, I'm going to save this for the next episode. Never mind.
Now, Tim, you've got a
Weeb
word of the day. Yeah. What is it?
So, the weeb word of the day today for episode 2 is going to be senpai. Because that is a word that I hear all the time in anime, especially in our beloved Haikyuu. And it just basically means that it's like an honorific that it refers to somebody that is kind of like above you in terms of like age or like standing. So it's kind of like it's like out of respect that you call them that.
Yeah, I think technically it's upperclassmen. That's what it's always translated as. So I think that...
Yeah, so it's like
it's
if
always
you would refer
in
to
school.
somebody in high school, which, I mean, in My Little Monsters, they might do that a little bit.
Also, your seniors at work, though, usually referred to as a
I think
senpai.
it's just
Yeah,
whoever's
that's true.
been at your workplace or school longer than you have and has more experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the chain of seniority.
Yeah.
I have
Well-
a question for you guys, actually.
Okay.
Because I don't know,
Shoot.
maybe this is like addressed in the manga as, but like, what does the title refer to?
I think it's the fact that he's a monster. He's literally a monster.
Yeah, because they also show him like chained up, like in the
Yeah.
opening and stuff, and you never see that. I kept expecting to see her like actually chain him at some point.
Oh yeah, we didn't even talk about how like he's like on a leash in the opening. That's kind of weird.
Yeah.
It's
He's a
because
monster.
He
He's a
needs to
literal
be
monster.
restrained. He can't control what he does. He almost pushes Yamaken off the stairs.
Man, I just can't. That opening's great. The ending's okay, too, but the opening's just...
What opening? What?
Yeah, I really like the opening.
Opening of the show.
Oh yeah.
So good. So good. Oh, you know, remember that part where she gets a fax from her mom?
Yeah.
It breaks my heart.
You like that?
No, it breaks my heart.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
not even a phone call. It's just a fax.
Aw.
Her mom literally faxes her.
It's weird because it's like her mom doesn't sleep there.
Yeah. Also, you don't see her brother at all, even though
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure he's in the manga.
Her brother is like barely mentioned except for the fact that he was hovering over Haru's bed that one time. And then she's like, oh, that's my brother.
That.
She's like, that's my brother. And then it's like, okay, like, what's his name? What is anything about him? And we don't get to hear anything
He
about him.
appears later in the manga. There's a really cool, like, post story chapter that is Haru's older brother and her little brother, and they're just bonding over sweets.
Aw.
Like a whole year, and it's the cutest thing.
Wow, I totally forgot that there was a brother and that thing happened.